I wasn't really feeling much anymore. Those are the words Dafonte Miller told this Oshawa court today after allegedly receiving a vicious beating 3 years ago at the hands of Toronto Police Constable Michael Theriault and his brother Christian, who are both charged with aggravated assault. It is the first time we have heard the account of the incident from the now 22-year-old who lost an eye as a result. It is at times brutal and hard to hear testimony, but Miller kept his composure, beginning his evidence by describing the injuries he sustained. His left eyeball was split 4 ways. After 80% of it was surgically removed, he had to sleep with his mother for months because the socket would bleed out, as he put it, and his mother would clean it while he slept. Structural bones in his face were also fractured along with his wrist. At the time, he was told he might lose vision in his right eye, but that has since improved as long as he remembers to put drops in it regularly. He was in a lot of pain after the incident, his back, legs and arms, but especially his head. Light would give him headaches and he would vomit a lot. So what happened that night in December of 2016 on Erickson Drive, a residential Whitby street? Dafonte Miller told Crown Linda Shin that he and 2 friends were out walking at around 2:30, heading to a girl's house, when 2 white men standing in a driveway, one with short hair and one with long, began questioning them. Do they live around here? And what were they doing in this neighborhood? Dafonte said, "Why are you asking?" The short-haired man said, "I'm a cop. I can ask whatever I want." The black men just laughed and began to walk away. Dafonte realized the brothers were following when he felt one of them grab his jacket, and he started to run. Eventually, they caught up with him, and that's when the beating began, court heard. It started with repeated punches and kicks. He was put in a headlock and kicked and punched some more. He wriggled out and then saw the short-haired man with a meter-long metal pipe. He began hitting Dafonte with it on the back of the head. Dafonte says he made his way to the front door of the house he was near and started knocking. He turned around and says that's when he got hit in the eye twice. He saw the blood start pouring out. He didn't even feel pain but knew he must be badly injured. He turned back and started banging more loudly on the door with both hands, still being hit with the pipe. Previously, court heard from that homeowner at 113 that he had seen a man getting punched very hard and fast, and that when he heard the banging on the door, he saw and heard a black male screaming for someone to call 911. Dafonte testified that he turned around again, raising his arms to protect his face from the blows. It is then he thinks his wrist was fractured. A moment later, he was leaning against a car in the driveway and just collapsed to the ground. He says it was like his body gave out, but he managed to pull out his phone.
911. You're under arrest.
Hello?
Back the up.
Hello?
It's 911. You're under arrest.
Hello?
We hear Dafonte trying to explain that he was calling 911. Court has previously heard that at this point, Christian Theriault was already on the phone to 911, and his brother, Constable Michael Theriault, was holding Dafonte Miller down until police arrived minutes later. Court has previously heard a different version of events from investigators who testified that the Theriault brothers told them at the time that Dafonte Miller was the one with the metal pipe and assaulted them with it. Michael Theriault's lawyer, Michael Lacey, began his cross-examination this afternoon and will continue tomorrow.